Are we live yet?
We're
Yes.
live.
Right.
Hey, we're live. Welcome to Let's Chat, the Walking Dead chat. And tonight, the question at hand: did he die?
No, he
No.
did not die. I'll answer it for you. Dang it. So last night's title, there's only one more episode this coming Sunday for this season. It's going to be 90 minutes. So the title of this one was East, and it opened really eerily. Okay, hang on. The ad came on mine, I think.
It did mine too.
Yep, I got an ad on YouTube, and it takes you off mute. Sorry about that.
Yeah, mine
So it starts out all creepophonic, right? We see a rosary, we see a stake dripping blood, and then we hear a gunshot and what sounded like a woman, but it wasn't, which was come out slowly. And that really got my heart racing because that was kind of scary, that part. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It sounds like someone just charged her and then shot. What kind of sound like?
Mm-hmm. And it was very weird. You know what I mean? So, and then we got, all of a sudden, Carol is sewing a jacket or something, and she hacking her backpack. She had little Ziploc sandwich bags for food that they never had when they were on the run, right? She raided the pantry. And then she hides it under the bed, right? And then when Tobin came in, and he's talking just blah, blah, like he knew Denise from the beginning, and all of a sudden, it's Charlie Brown's teacher. Well, we can't understand anything because she's faking listening. That was kind of creepy, yeah?
Yeah.
How about the Johnny Cash music? Did anybody else dig the Johnny Cash music?
Yeah, I love me some Johnny Cash.
Oh, I saw him live like 5 times in my life in New Orleans. My parents would take me, and I got to see them on stage, and we'd sit right up on the side where you're almost looking at the side of the stage, and you have the Statler brothers with them or something, with Tune Carter Cash. Oh, they're magical art. Don't even need music, man. Just, they can sing. And then we just kind of see, she sneaks out, right? And we just have normalcy with that great song playing. We got Sasha working the wall. I was grossed out at Glenn and Maggie in the shower. They don't go together. Now, Carl's at the armory. I don't know if he's picking new bullets or a new gun. Rosita's checking the gate, so it's all normal. But Maggie had a huge hip bruise. Did you see that thing on her hip?
Yeah.
That's where I do beat her
up. Did you see the handle of the gun?
Yeah, with an etched baseball bat with a barbed wire around it.
Uh-huh.
Wait, the handle of the gun that Carl had?
The grip on it.
Yeah, at first I didn't think it was a baseball bat because it looked very phallic, but it was a baseball bat with barbed wire carved around it.
Into the handle of the gun Carl had?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't see that because, I was like, why are they showing this? And I was just digging the music and not really paying attention.
He got me.
All right.
At first,
and
I thought...
Go ahead,
Jim.
Go ahead.
At first, I thought it was Ron's gun, and he etched Ron into it, and I thought he was just looking at it, but after watching it again, I found it was the baseball bat wrapped with the barbed wire.
Y'all are so clever. Go ahead, Moms. What did you want to say?
That Johnny Cash song was all about lost relationships, breaking up with people who don't even try. So that was kind of like forlorn of what this episode could possibly turn out to be.
Right on. And then we got Daryl on the bike, and he's got Dennis's keyring, Denise's twin brother.
Mm-hmm.
Who loved the Sasha and Abe when they're grinning at each other and he's taking over duty and she hands him a cigar.
And Rosita is all Miss Attitude, Rosita.
Oh, yeah, she was looking sideways at him. What's your name? Rosita. Yeah, she's going all Hispanic man badass on him, man.
Yeah.
And then...
I like it. I'm a fan of Rosalita.
Rosalita, that's right, you got the floating L's. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Now, it was weird Michonne and Rick in bed, right, with the baby camera, but then I got it when she reached for an apple because they got that from Hilltop. And it was like, this is good. Rick, I mean, they're just living large, right? Got a camera, baby monitor. They slept together. They're eating fruit in bed. I thought that was a pretty awesome scene, that they are living large in the zombie apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is.
Yep. Then he wants to get jiggy with it again, and she's like, nope, gotta go. Maggie has us on a real tight schedule. I've got to go, because Maggie's worried about an attack. And Rick's like, when they come for us, we'll end it. It's what we do. All we need's right here inside these walls. I'm thinking, not if you're getting jiggy with it, and who the heck's out there paying attention? Because they scare me. We have experience when they get complacent and people are walking their dogs and pushing baby strollers, right?
Yeah, it's weird how easily they are fooled by stuff.
Thank you.
You take millions of walkers, and they know bad people are there. I mean, they almost got ate, for God's sake. You think they'd be a little more careful?
Yep.
I think they're just too cocky, kind of.
Yep. And then JW says out there, he thinks this is the season's the worst. It's full of filler episodes. And he says, spoiler alert, Daryl lives! But Maggie's on the losing end of Negan's eeny, meeny, miny, mo with the kill you dead game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yep.
I think they're going to kill Glenn.
I'm okay with Glenn dying because I'm over the Glenn Maggie thing, and having the baby in the middle of this, they're stupid.
But you know,
So then it gets
so far they haven't been following the comic books. You
No.
know, they throw something out there that, you know, so that the comic book people will follow The Walking Dead.
Yeah, and Daryl wasn't in the comic book, but how about the weirdness at the gate? They kind of went all Benny Hinn again, right? With the chasing Jesus in the field. With Daryl takes off, right? Rosalita is like, where are you going? Then Michonne and Glenn try to follow him, but Rosita says no. She gets in, she knows where he's going. And I thought, where the heck's he going? Well, he was going to where Denise died. I had no idea. But here they are worried about an imminent attack, and they're all flying out of there in different vehicles. You know?
Spiders.
Yeah. Let's talk about Tobin for a minute. How long does it take a big, tall guy, right, who's a country boy, to amble down to Rick's place, walk up the stairs with a darn note, right, that Carol left him of, you know, goodbye, lover boy?
Yeah, I kind of thought that would have, you know, he would have found that a little sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, they said that the new shift started at midnight. So now it's daylight, so it's at least 12 hours.
Exactly, because Sasha was on the 12 to 6, said she never saw Carol, but Tobin noticed one car was missing outside the gate. They'd shove one, and the crew called it the porcupine car that Carol was driving. When I finally saw her driving that car, I was like, that's so fly. I loved it.
I call that the Hellraiser car. Remember Hellraiser?
Oh.
Yes! Oh, that's even better than porcupine.
You better be careful. She kick it. Campers ain't no joke.
How about Tobin? You know, we're in the apocalypse, seriously, and I know he's an Alexandrian, but, you know, you leave one ear open to anything that's going on around you, and there's Carol pulling a backpack out from under the bed and leaving. You know, who doesn't hear something?
Feel the bed shift. Mm-hmm.
I think she's just a ninja, probably.
No, he's a guy who lives behind the walls. You know, he had to turn over, remember, construction to Abe because he was such a thug when the walkers came in on their job site. You know, some people got it, some people don't. He don't got it, and Carol knew he didn't got it.
He didn't got it. He didn't got it. He got it.
I loved Morgan getting in a car and driving, taking total control, and Rick and he's going to find Daryl and Carol. So we got 2 vehicles. We lost the Hellraiser car, so we've got 3 vehicles out there for the place that has crud for vehicles. And we got 4 people out looking for him. It's like, who's left to defend the place? Spencer, should we talk to him if they try to invade? Yeah, let's love them. Let's give them some of Carol's pink cookies. Spencer, who is a weenie, right? We're just going to even Gabriel's like, we'll mow him down. You know what I mean? We're not talking to these people.
Well, Abraham's still there, so at least he
Yep.
Him and
was one of them.
his freckled behind.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so awesome. Wasn't he? My freckle ass. Oh my God. Now, when we see Carol driving and very quickly she sees a pickup truck coming towards her, that really scared me because we never see a scene with another car in the oncoming lane, right?
Yeah.
And that's when she's in the porcupine car.
Yeah, they just mow her down when you get near her.
Yeah, and they shoot out her tire, man. And oh, I'm thinking, oh, they are so dead because this is Carol, the ninja. I thought this is going to go badly for them. But when she gets out with her little hand shaking, right? And she's got the rosary hanging out with her jacket pulled over, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my Lord, what's going to happen? And I think the guy said, my name's Heron, Heron. I didn't understand his name.
I thought it was Hero.
Okay, that makes sense because I thought, did he say he's Hero? So I thought of the bird. And then she goes, I'm not nobody. I'm Nancy. I'm Nancy from Montclair. That was so weird.
Yeah.
And then we heard another name when he said Miles. What's the name of that gated place? Remember all those signs that make us mad, like 15.6 miles to Alexandria and an arrow? Like, why don't they pull out the sales sign from the low 800s solar powered? Why don't they pull out the signs? Right? And so he knows it. The guy goes, Alexandria. And they immediately, we can give you a ride back. That's one of the cars they had parked up at the gate. So they've been scoping them, right? And Carol's like, that's when you could see, my heart was pounding. That was a very intense scene, right? And you can go home, Carol says, nobody has to get hurt. And then she started crying. But we'll give you a ride back and we'll take everything they have. That really scared me when they threatened, because remember, she doesn't want to kill for the people she loves anymore. What did y'all think of that?
Did you guys follow the Incredible Hulk? This really dates how old I am. Whenever it was a series on television. And,
I did.
And Bill Bixby used to say, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Don't make me angry. You wouldn't. That's what was going through my mind.
Yes.
Carol, no, we don't have to do this. You know, because know she's going to turn into the Hulk at any second.
Nobody has to get hurt. We can all go home. And they thought, what's this little piece of elderly fluff going to do to us? I thought, that is Carol of the Apocalypse, baby.
They don't know who they're messing with.
I want to know what was in her coat sleeve.
Thank you. That's what I was going to ask, Tommy. But like a rat-a-tat-tat Tommy gun or something.
Yeah.
Uzi.
Go ahead.
In the beginning, they showed the note, and right underneath the note was a MAC-10 or a Uzi underneath it.
Okay.
I didn't see
Because
that.
it was rapid fire. Say it, Tommy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Oh, it was rat-a-tat-tat. Yep. It was scary. And how about she mows them all down? I'm like, yeah, you picking on it. And there's one alive, right? The little weenie who was in the back running his mouth. They're all cowards, right? And the dripping blood is what scares. First, I thought, oh, it's gasoline. It's not. It was blood. And he's so scared, and then she shoots him, right? And then, but she doesn't kill the passenger. He's just got a shoulder wound.
I thought, there was like 3 people alive. There's the first one that got out.
Yeah, she shoved the stake through his heart.
Yeah, she stuck him like a pig.
Yeah. And then she saw the shoe of that whippy guy that was talking, and then went around.
Yep, and he was shaking.
Shot. Yeah. And then later, we see the other guy wake up with a shoulder wound. So there was 3 people alive.
And remember, we're feeling the effect of them raiding the Savior's armory. They only had that one gun, right, that they kind of popped her with and took her tire out, so she had to stop. So other than that, they had spears that Hilltop made. Remember how they said we make them weapons? They make spears in their little blacksmith. Did y'all notice that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the one guy had a handgun, and that's where Rick got.
But the kid who had done all the talking, Hero or Heron, he was only on the other side when Carol around. All he had was a knife.
Yeah.
See, he didn't have a gun where he could have taken Carol out or shot her ankle. You know what I mean? then we go from that intensity to Enid in the pantry. Maggie comes in. She's going to take a shift because they went out to find Daryl and Carol, right? Because it's the Muppets following somebody. And then she gives her Pickles, I'll take your shift. And that was odd because to me they should have bonded with the weeks they've been back or months with Enid when Glenn saved her and all. They've had no connection made there, you know?
It
Well,
seems like
that's what they're showing, that there is a connection there.
Okay.
That, she's like become the mascot almost. But I'd like to point out that scene where Maggie's standing at the gate and Glenn is looking at her in the mirror, like that's the last time he's going to see her or something.
Yeah.
Did you notice that scene too?
Oh yeah, that was some longing, wasn't it? Yep, like looking at watching your butt walk away. Then we got Morgan and Rick in the car with cryptic talk, right? And then they're saying the tire tracks point east. But the Savior's compound was to the west. So that they have a very odd banter. So I didn't quite get that. And then Morgan there's no right, there's just the wrong that don't pull you down. I was like, I cannot do this cryptic talk. I'm just not that deep. It's television, people.
I was saying that the wrong pulls you down, and then Rick was just saying it hasn't pulled me down yet.
Oh God, see? This is why we have you and Moms, because y'all are like Jerry on the Zone. You're translators. You're interpreters.
And for 2 episodes now, they're saying you're not the good guys.
Yep.
So that's way Morgan's taking that into consideration. I mean, he probably hasn't heard that because they've been out in the field when that's been said.
Yeah.
But Morgan is seeing what's going on.
Yes.
And they did Carol went to the east because she didn't want to go in the direction of that she'd have to kill somebody.
Right.
I'm sure she knows that she's going to run into people.
She still ran into the Saviors, she went east. Kind of weird.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Why was it important that that she's not going to the Saviors? Is that what Morgan's trying to
Yeah, she's
say?
Not trying to confront with them.
Okay.
Fighting.
That makes sense,
yeah.
Right?
Like, even though she can and has the ability to, that she doesn't want to. So I think they're really just showing the conflict that's going on within herself.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, how about when Morgan and Rick roll up, but they're at the pickup truck side? I wasn't even sure if they saw the car with the stakes in it that Carol was in, so that really scared me that they were on the wrong side of it, right? And then Rick pointed out that the Saviors get those spears from Hilltop, right? And I loved when Rick said, Carol is a force of nature, right? And Morgan tracks, he's not quite my sexy Daryl, but he did say, there's a path through the tall grass, because ain't nobody cutting the grass in the apocalypse. And Rick gave snaps to Carol, admitting about the fact that she was right. Remember hauling the 2 people who were sick and burning them? Yep. And then how about the creepy Savior who was standing in the trees listening to Rick and Morgan? They didn't even know he was there. If he'd had a gun, he could have killed them both.
I thought that the Savior was following Carol because he got out before and then found the rosaries and tried to find Carol. And then they're tracking his blood.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think he had to have seen Rick and Morgan coming up and to take cover in the tree, because he came at the trees after Rick and Morgan were there. See, when they rolled up on it, and he picked up her rosary, which was really creepy. The bloody rosary.
Yeah, well, now we have a Savior that knows that Carol can take care of herself.
Yes.
Plays that mousy game to the hill, and then just totally goes crazy.
Yeah.
So he's going to take that information back to the Saviors.
Yes.
So that's not going to work for her anymore. She's going to have to figure out what she's going to do.
If he makes it back to the Saviors.
Yes. Yes, because that's quite the shoulder wound, but I guess it went in and out on him. But yeah, I was so impressed that Carol could still kill to save herself. Remember, because she said, I just can't continue to kill to save people I care about. So I thought, oh my God, but man, nobody else could have handled that but her. Then we got Rosita and Glenn, right? And we still got blood where Denise died, the doctor. And they find Daryl's motorcycle hidden under the branches. Is he here? And there it is. He's laid it down and hidden it like Patty was hidden. Remember the fuel truck? That was pretty cool. And Daryl almost shoots Rosita, right? With his bow, and she just moves and it hits the tree. He was a little uptight.
He was proving a point. Yeah, he's proving a point there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to me that Rosita knew immediately he's going back for Dwight, right? So he goes to that spot. And I loved when Michonne, they're trying to talk him out of it. You can tell he wants to be talked out of it, but he can't. Michonne promises, we'll square this. I'll square this, right? But Daryl can't go home. And then Rosita goes with Daryl. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Again, we got, they didn't want to leave him. He's so one of them. And Michonne and Glenn are outnumbered, right? And again, here comes Dwight with his 5 guys. And Daryl has such guilt of letting Dwight go.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Like, he feels it's his fault for Denise's death because he let Dwight live.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Ooh, and then how about when Morgan and Rick see blood in the grass, right? And that's when Rick talks about she was right to kill those sick people. And then Morgan made a good point that people can come back, right? And then he rats himself out to Rick. You didn't know this, but I had one of the wolves, right? And I kept him in the basement. And then Carol found out, and he did save Denise's life. And Carol shot the wolf, but he did save Denise's life, which then allowed her to save Carl, because that happened 8 minutes after that.
Yeah.
So that was pretty interesting.
Kind of goes out with the same thing with if Rick didn't banish Carol, they wouldn't have gotten out of Terminus.
Oh, right on. See, that's right. And Morgan said that she wouldn't have been there to save you.
Yeah.
You're so cute. You're so smart. And this was the saying I liked, he said. He's not just cute, he's smart. Everything gets a return, Rick. Everything gets a return. I thought that was pretty deep. Not that all life is precious, because all of life ain't precious. There are people who need killing. It's wrong, but there are people, I know people who need killing. I'm not willing to do the prison time for them, Then, I like how Morgan points out, you don't belong out here. You have a teenager and an infant at home, right? I'll find Carol. If I don't come back, don't come looking for me. That's how the heck you got to roll with it. But he's willing to go find Carol, Morgan is, with his kung fu stick.
I think Morgan thinks it's kind of his fault why Carol left.
Yes.
Because he got into her head.
Well, I think it had to be devastating to her when you realize there's a wolf inside the walls and its name is Morgan, that you're surrounded. She single-handedly saved them from the wolves, right? That you have somebody inside your walls, which makes her understand how they felt at the prison, too, who's a danger to everybody that you care about, this group that's made its way through the forest, right, been camping, squatting in houses, eating dog food, right, for a couple years. That, I think it just broke her mind, It's really sad. And then, Moms, can you talk about, Abe was at the gate, right? Big Rick's back. He asks, is Michonne back? And Abe says, you afraid to go back to somebody close? That was pretty intense conversation.
Well, when Glenn and Michonne left, I thought there's the significant others of the 2 leaders of that town.
Yes.
And if they don't come back, they're going to be devastated.
Yes.
Yeah, but it comes to that they are so secure, not secure in the fact that they're safe, but secure in their minds behind that wall in Alexandria that they're willing to take on the saviors. You know, they think that they can conquer all. But they're
Yes.
getting so soft and making too many mistakes that they're not even seeing as mistakes.
Right.
You know, they're just getting too comfortable.
Yes. They're going back to normal. And I love when Abe, so when he said, you know, are you afraid to get close to mine? Rick says, yeah. And Abe said, me too. But now I'm that more ready to tear the world a new a-hole. I thought, hey, there's our Abe. There's our mother dick, right? Or porch dick. All those things that he says, right?
Yeah.
Rick knows every said, S-H-I-T, all that stuff was funny, you know? Then all of a sudden we're back in Alexandria, and Enid goes to Maggie's and said, Scott said you were looking for me. And Maggie, who I'm sick of this accent changing all the time, yes, I need some help in here. I was like, really? Can we work on this accent, right? So Maggie gets a haircut. Really? Seriously? Your man's out there. She ain't got no idea he's tied to a tree. You're knocked up and you need a new haircut to keep things fresh.
I think it's just to, like, so they're like less likely to grab it if she's in a switch situation.
Yes.
I think like one of the people from when they captured Maggie and Carol, I think like they grabbed her hair or something like that. So it's just a way to
That's
like
it.
what Carol did.
Yes. That's why prison guards, females, and cops have to have their hair pulled back. You know what I mean? Because I'll pull a weave, honey. I'll pull a weave and you'll go wherever I'm pulling that thing. You know? So that's a good point. Right?
That's it.
Yep. And then when Enid goes, why? She goes, I have to keep going. I don't want anything to get in my way. And I'm thinking, oh, Lord. Maggie's kind of getting, then she gets bad cramps, but those seem like cramps from poorly canned pickles. You know what I mean? That was weird. Tommy,
Mouse,
are you laughing?
Well, you said that like you've had poorly canned pickles.
No, I follow safe canning procedures. You know I'm a canning maniac, and I was so excited last episode where they showed the pantry with all these home canned goods, remember? That from, I'm assuming, from all the fresh produce and the apple that they got from Hilltop. Well, they don't know what the heck they're doing because, remember, they made a point of Enid handing her that big thing of pickles. And if you can them wrong, you will get sick. So if not, it's a miscarriage.
Yeah, and then the zombie baby from the belly.
Yes, exactly. And then our next scene is Michonne, our Michonne, who does not get tied to a tree and gag, right next to Glenn, and they're going to Daryl, and Daryl still tries to get up to him, right? And then Dwight's behind him. And did he just say Daryl or hi Daryl?
Hey, Daryl.
Hi, Daryl.
Hey Daryl. Yep. There was an interview put up that Daryl did with some intellectual interviewer, which the questions were long and ridiculous. But Daryl said, yes, that's my blood. But if anything, that was him turning around to look at him. Because I know he ain't dead. You know what I mean?
Because I kind of slow, like freeze frame kind of thing. I saw it just hit him in the, I don't know if you can see it. He just hit him in the shoulder.
Okay, good. Good. Just maybe like an in-and-out wound.
Maybe it's like almost like a graze or something like that. But the way he's kind of turned, it seems like he kind of went into like maybe pectoral type of muscle. And
okay.
Could have clicked down, but you never know. But he does. Dwight says he's gonna be all right, or you'll be all right.
Right.
Near the end.
And they've got to let Dwight. They have to let Daryl get revenge on this to stick with our theme of, you know, we've been nice people, and look what happens when we let so. You know, we know they're not the good guys anymore, but look what happens when they are the good guys. They end up getting screwed. You know, and it's just a shame to be in a world, right, where you have to fear the living, the governors. I mean, he took out a National Guard troop, for crying out loud, or Army group.
Yeah.
That you just can't have anything. But just what Mom said, you've got Rick separated from Michonne, and now they're making Maggie the leader, right? Maggie said we have to be ready. Maggie's running a tight ship. What is Rick's character going to do going forward? Is he just going to be toting that little ugly baby Judith around? You know, with the one-eyed Carl? Where's his character going to go?
I think Rick's becoming more of the enforcer than judge type. You know,
Ooh.
well, you stole a can of beans. Ow! Don't steal no more beans. You know,
Right.
I mean, he's kind of got Negan's personality there. That he's not as rough.
Right. And JW asks, how is it that the Horde threatened Alexandria but not Hilltop, the Saviors, or the Wolves? It's as if the Horde passed by and disappeared. All the writers need to be fired. Yeah, because that was just, remember, they only took them 20 miles out. Right?
It's like from when they first went into the Hilltop, Jesus was talking about the Saviors help take out the walkers as well as not kill them. Or not kill the Hilltop people.
Okay, yeah, same thing. And then what about when Rick and Morgan get up to the barnyard and a guy, no, I'm just looking for a horse. I was waiting for a joke, you know. A reverend and a drunk went into a bar and they had a horse. You know, what's with the long face? It was so weird. I'm looking for a horse. And then did he let those walkers go and then he ran off? And Morgan doesn't let Rick shoot the guy who's running off at the barn.
You never know who. It's like, it could have been a bad guy, but it could have been a good guy as well. So you never want to mess with Beehive or something like that. But if you don't have to do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I go back to what was that movie? The one where they were in the helicopter in Vietnam, and the guy asked him, "Well, who's the good guys and who's the bad guys?" And he says, "Well, the ones that stand still are the bad guys, or the good guys. The ones that run are the bad guys."
Like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
You know, so
It was weird. I hope the hour and a half is better, because this was just kind of not disjointed, but different pieces. Like we go from Maggie getting a stupid haircut to now we've got Michonne and Glenn tied up to a tree. The whole thing was just weird.
I think
And
it's just
since
the way.
when does Daryl, Mr. Expert Tracker, possum shooting with a bow, right, have somebody sneak up behind him? Again, no recon. We've gotten too comfortable. We're making mistakes.
Dwight was the same type of guy, you know.
yeah, Dwight snuck up on him 2 or 3 times.
That's true. Tom, you got a TV on?
No,
No, okay. I was just checking. It sounded like a TV show. Maybe it wasn't. But yeah,
No.
this was a tough one. So you're innocent. That's all. For once, you're innocent.
I think this
Not-
is like a a setup episode almost. Into
For next week.
Yeah. So,
don't worry. They're just going to keep doing.
I'm
And-
okay if Glenn dies, Maggie dies, because romance is not going to carry the show forward. How about when they saw the woman walker in the field who looked like Carol? Oh, I was mortified. You could hear her growling, and then she turned around, and thank God it wasn't Carol. I almost died.
Yeah, she had that same white shirt on too, that same color as Carol.
Yeah.
My heart dropped because I thought,
Oh.
they got her.
Yeah, and one of them's going to have to stick her. It would have been Morgan, but I thought, oh my God. So, okay, Moms, do you think the guy who got out of the truck with the soldier wound, is he tracking Carol? Or is Carol being tracked by Morgan and Rick, and that guy's tracking behind Morgan and Rick in these wide open fields where there's nowhere to hide?
I think he's tracking Carol, and I think he's trying to get information back to the Saviors because he stopped, he picked up her rosary, he's mad, and he heard, her strategic ability. So, he's going to go after her and tell people about her. Because she just took out his crew.
Yep, and there's got to be a punishment. They lost a pickup truck, right, and 4 people. So yeah, he could be our next burn victim or little pinky missing. Yeah, you got a good point. He's got to have something to bring back to counteract that, or he's going to pay the price.
And she also lost. They also lost 2 or 3 of their guns that they had. Apparently,
the
precious at the moment.
Okay, like Mom said in a text message to me, how many guns can Rick shove in the back of his pants? Did you see he was shoving all the guns? Do y'all think Morgan took the gun from Rick when he said you never know when you need it and he handed him the gun? Do you think Morgan took it?
No.
No.
Maybe. I think he did take it, but maybe Morgan is getting more toward just the middle in between. You might have to kill, just in case. I mean,
Right.
Kind of like the disease in the prison type of thing.
Yep.
Flu thing. Like you do have to kill for that, or you could kill for mercy as well.
Oh.
Like what they did with that guy with the one in the stomach.
Yes. Oh, and was that brilliant how Carol sticks him just like a pig getting ready to go on a spit? It's like, yeah. And it was a gushy sound. It was so right. That was a sweet stick.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing.
You know?
Is Carol wounded because there was blood? And she didn't shoot the other dude in the head because he was laying there bleeding because Rick stabbed him in the head.
Yes. So he didn't turn.
So is Carol...
Yeah, I don't think Carol's hit at all.
I think it's the savior is hit.
Or the rosary.
The one that held the rosary. The one he got shot in the shoulder.
Yep.
And then in one of the previews it even shows Morgan getting the horse, and then right after that someone behind him with some rosaries and the bloody hand just walks up behind him or something like that. So
It's creepy.
Maybe he finds out that he is being tracked by someone else because he loses track of Carol or something like that.
Yeah.
Or he just gets tired of trying to find her, then just goes back but finds Morgan.
And that will be he'll be sorry for that. He'll be sorry if he finds Morgan or Carol. This guy's stupid. There's gonna be some pain, and it's gonna leave a mark. And you may make the dead. Odds are 99.9% you're going down for good. Tommy,
there is one resilient fact with the Savior. Most of them so far have been just plumb stupid.
they have no skills. I know, but they're scared, petrified of Negan, right?
And then if they can ever stop getting captured by Dwight, he seems like the only one that's got any sense.
He's the Daryl of their crew, Tommy.
If they can,
which is probably why he's still alive.
Yes.
Well, in the comic books, he was supposed to be, if I'm not wrong, like Negan's second or something like that.
Ooh.
Like lieutenant or something like that.
Yeah, he was supposed to be high up.
That's in the gangs. You've been watching too much Lockup, Jason. That's in the gangs, man, like my second lieutenant, man.
Yeah.
But that's a good point. So they all, and remember the idiot when Daryl lost his bow and then got it back, and he brings back the bag and throws the insulin to Dwight and the idiot girl who had diabetes, right? And then the other guy comes and he gets bit by the walker and they chop his arm off. Yep. So you're right. That's another point, Tommy, of this is not a highly skilled group, you know?
Yeah, it's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have a code. I mean, like the possession type of stuff. Like you have to work for everything that you take or something like that.
Yep, like we own the truck, we own the fuel, you took our time, you took some water, kind of like the group with Daryl have claimed, right? Or more like, where was that? The one in Atlanta at the Grady Hospital, remember? Where they actually hit you in the car, like they did to Beth, they aimed their car at her, or Carol, take her out, so they bring you back, and then you owe them for saving your life because they need people to mop the floor.
Yeah. That was a really intelligent way to do it.
Yeah, it's like there's a better way.
Worked out good for Dawn.
So now, what all did you think about this episode, Tommy? Did you dig it or not so much?
I didn't like it so good.
Me either.
I dug it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
I honestly believe they could play it a little better than instead of making them seem like they're complete morons.
Yeah.
Well, we only seen the ones that Carol and the group killed.
Yeah, they killed a couple of dozen of them.
Yeah, that's like different outposts. It's just like the ones who just work for Negan. They're not like getting all trained. It's like just random people off the streets. And then like you join or die kind of thing, or you join or work for them.
Right,
So,
like you don't have a choice.
yeah.
Like when Enid went to the gates of Alexandria, if anybody would have been there, they'd have seen her coming and she almost left. Then she looked at survived somehow. Just JSS, remember?
Yeah.
And if they had anybody working up at the wall, it'd been like, halt, don't move, that sort of thing. But yeah, I bet you're right. So if you went to the Saviors or they find you out there, you go up to their wall, if you choose not to come in, they're going to come hunt you down and kill you just for fun.
Yeah. That's a score.
Yeah. I'm still devastated that the guy with the red jacket, remember in the backpack? Not the red jacket, sorry. The guy with the backpack
the rain
was by
coat.
the room. Yeah, and it was, Michonne and Rick, and they drive past him, right? And don't even offer to help him either. It was just cold. Then they go back, and when they see he's dead, they steal his backpack with, or maybe that was Daryl in the car with him.
No, it was Carl, Michonne, and Rick.
Okay.
And when they went back for the medicine, or they went for the medicine this past week, they had the red backpack.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the significance.
Yeah. That's the one that Glenn uses to get out of the prison as well.
Yeah.
It keeps popping up ever so often. It's kind of like in with the Seinfeld show.
Yeah.
What about Seinfeld, Tommy?
In every episode of Seinfeld, there was a Superman in it. They had some little statuette or something of Superman in it.
That's right.
So it's the backpack's kind of becoming their little throw-off thing.
Okay, 'cause see, I missed inside Alexandria after the Woofs came that Aaron was so devastated when he rolled the guy over and pulled out the backpack. I didn't realize it was his backpack. He lost it with the pictures of the wall in Alexandria, and why I missed those things on that y'all catch.
Yeah, Well, like I missed the Uzi. I didn't see the little Mac 10 or whatever under the letter.
It was bugged.
I have to watch it again until I actually saw it, because I usually watch it first on this TV, which is just in box TV, and then I'll watch it when my sister watches it, which is like at lunchtime on today.
You DVR it or record it?
Yeah, we record it because my sister doesn't watch it before or during while it airs, as well as my dad as well. And sometimes he just watches it like a week or 2 weeks after it airs.
Oh, I'd go crazy. Yeah, what I don't like is I like, The Talking Dead, but, I can listen to it sitting on the porch or walking around. I don't have to focus on it. But now they're shoving the Fear of the Walking, they really are the Walking Dead. The cast is the Walking Dead. The zombies are more interested. Because everybody in this has had Botox, I'm so afraid for my life. Oh, this is the happiest day of my life. It's the same face. My son needs his medicine. Heroin is poison, not medicine, okay? And let's not kill anybody. Yeah, okay, we'll just be victims. Go ahead, Tommy.
I hate Fear of the Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah, but my point is, I was watching The Walking Dead, then watching The Talking Dead, then rewatching the rerun. but they're not doing the rerun anymore, and I don't have a DVR. How many times do you watch it, Tom Cockerham?
Usually once.
Okay. See, I like the twice thing because then you can pick up like what was the who had the rosary? Was that a man's hand? You know, you kind of look back.
Yeah, I can usually watch something once and catch most of it.
Because
You know.
he's just that quick.
No, I have almost a photographic memory.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try not to snort laughing. Okay. You have a photographic memory.
Almost.
Tommy, almost.
I can see something, and I pretty much can remember most of it. So, you know.
That's good. That's very good. I'm very sleepy because my friend Claire is here.
Well, hey,
Your friend
Claire.
Yeah, she's good. She's in Charleston, thankfully. She made me tired.
Boy.
I walked like 8 miles at the beach, and then it got windy, and it was warm, which felt good. But it was like getting a pedicure. You take your shoes off, and oh my God, then you come home and give yourself a pedicure, and you got these little soft little feet. But now my feet are all soft.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Something to
that
look
hour
forward
and a
to, huh?
Yep. Oh yeah. That hour and a half has to be worth it, people.
I think it will.
Next week. You think so, Jace?
Yeah, I think it will be a really good episode. Probably like one of the best. But some people are saying it might be like a cliffhanger, but I don't think it will be. Or cliffhanger on who's getting killed, like who's the batter up.
Yep.
Well, you know they're going to cliffhang something till next season.
Yeah, maybe like if Maggie's gonna like miscarriage or something like that. It's like trying to find. It's like she goes to the hilltop and goes to what's his face with the baby skills or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I don't understand trying to make a pregnant woman a leader. You know what I mean? So I don't quite understand that because, I mean, granted, you're designed to protect the baby inside your body, but it just doesn't make sense to me and try and make a woman who's newly pregnant the leader because she's going to get rounder and rounder and she's going to get hormonal and they don't make the best decisions with pregnancy brain, you know? And then if she loses the baby, I don't care because it's not a real life baby. I would if it was a real life baby.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like I thought it was dumb that they quit using condoms, and if they got pregnant, they'd get pregnant because life goes on. You know, as long as they're behind the walls of Alexandria, but they were behind the walls of the prison, and they got run out of there. So it's, you know, like Rick now wants to make this permanent, like, you know, Tara did. And we haven't seen Tara's reaction to find out that Denise is dead yet, so that was completely left out.
I think that may be next season when we find out her reaction.
And
because it was like 2 weeks that she's out.
Gotcha.
Don't forget, she'll find out Glenn's dead at the same time. So.
Hey, Tommy, shut your mouth.
Well, it's
shut your mouth. Okay.
I didn't say Daryl.
When you come on vacation, you've got to. I've made a couple notes to whoop your ass. Okay.
You don't need notes to do that. You just do it.
No, I had to make a note so I don't forget.
Did you receive my email or my text message on Facebook about the alligator?
Yeah.
I didn't look at your text message because I don't want to see your shark or nothing. Shut up talking about Daryl, Tom, right now.
I didn't say Daryl. I said Glenn. I said she.
Okay.
Glenn died. Glenn's her buddy.
Okay. I'm okay if Glenn dies. I'm okay if Maggie dies. I don't give two fat figs about the zombie baby they're having because she's taller than him. They don't go together. I'm sick of her accent. I just don't know. I mean, it's like, Lord have mercy. I'm over
what
Maggie.
if it's Michonne? Michonne made a promise that she probably can't keep. She's in love with Rick. Her life is going really good right now, and that's where they pull the rug out from under people.
Yeah. And I am tired of the black people dying. And if anyone, that gorgeous woman happens to be black, and I am tired of them killing off the minority, and we're left with the British people who've got stupid accents. Carl! His name's Carl. Okay, and if you're Southern, you go Carl. Don't sound nothing like Carl, right?
Well,
So,
did they kill off the Hispanics there in Atlanta?
I
you
think they're
mean
just
the family with 2 or 3 kids who went off on their own?
No, the where they Jason the Gringo.
Vatos. The
Yeah, the
Vatos.
Vatos that was taking care of the elderly.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah,
First season.
it's like the first season. That's where Glenn is. That's where they meet Glenn.
Okay, in Atlanta.
Yeah.
What
Did
does
they
that
kill
have
off
to do with right now?
Because you said you was tired of them killing off the minorities. I want to know if they killed off the Vatos. Does anybody know?
There's a deleted scene that shows that.
Did they?
What happened?
Do you want to know, or you just want to watch it?
I don't know where the deleted scene is.
No, if you got the
Jason
DVD,
has it.
I don't got the DVD. Okay, tell me the deleted scene.
all right. After, oh wait, I think it's maybe season 2. It's after that, after the Herschel farm takeover. They're out in like Atlantic City, and then they think about, let's just go back to the Vatos place. And then when they get there, they find out it's just like a whole bunch of walkers there. And then they find out like a lot of the elderly is just shot in the head.
Yep.
And then they find no one's there. And they're just like find a couple pieces of food and some water, but that's all they find. But I think it's the governor who took them out.
Huh.
Because remember, like they picked up Merle, then probably either before or after picking up Merle.
Yeah.
So
But we
Just
done
so-
lost. I just loved all. I love Dale. Of course, he was cracker. I loved Tyrese. I loved the T-boy guy. To take out Michonne, the most beautiful woman I think on the planet, the most skilled chick, right? I mean, she survived out there with her guys. She figured it out early. You know, her 2 zombies, her boyfriend and his brother on chains, making her way through, saving Andrea. Very intuitive chick. I would hate for them to take her out, but I'd also hate for them to pair her up with Rick, the way that's going.
Well, we still got Sasha.
Sasha? Who's Sasha?
Sasha's the one that's hooked up with Abe now.
Okay, yeah, with the ponytail. She went psycho for a while, right, as the assassin. Yeah.
don't forget about Keith and Gabriel.
Gabriel, Gabriel's becoming a player, ain't it? I will keep this place and Judith safe. And Rick believed it.
Yeah.
He said it with such conviction that
Yes.
I kind of believed him too.
Yep. Okay, it's 9 o'clock, Tommy. We got to shut her down. Next Sunday is our last episode, 90 minutes.
All right. Thanks for coming, people. We'll be back next week.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.